Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. And what does that mean? I don't know. Okay. What does it take to get people's attention in this country? This is we're going to start off. What does it take to get people arrested, to wake people up, to have them change political parties, to become angry, to say, "Hey, I'm going to vote. I'm going to email my representatives." I will bet you anything that 0% of people, I'm sorry, watching now have never, ever contacted in any way, form, shape, medium, mode, their elected representatives. I will bet you anything. We don't do it. We don't do it. We now go to social media, and that's great, and that's also very important. But we never contact them. This is the thing that they can't avoid. They've got to maintain their email logs and phones in particular. We don't do it. We'll say things, but we don't do it. Now, then there's things going on in the White House itself. And President Trump is saying, okay, what are we going to do? Right now, everybody is so in love with being in charge. We got to give them a chance. They love being in charge. Look at us. Aren't we great? Let's go on a what is it called? Let's go on a raid in day 55 or whatever it is that we're in. Let's go on a raid. Isn't this great? I'm in charge of DHS and I got a hat. Look, I got a director. Mayors of New York in particular, they love to look at me. I've got my own jacket. This is mayor. We have Eric Adams, mayor. So in case I forget who I am. Okay, they do this. Pam Bondi was saying, look, Mr. President, here's your picture. That's great. He went to the DOJ. What are we doing? I don't know. Dan Bongino starts today. Not good. Dan Bongino is going to be looking at Kash Patel. And Kash Patel, I don't know who said, you've got as your number 2 guy, a person who has been in the media. You know what media stands for, right? Me. Media. Me. This is what it stands for. So Kash Patel is going to have as his second, this person, ask Vivek Ramaswamy what it's like being the number 2 guy to Elon Musk. I knew that was dead in the water. Me. Now, when you're doing this, you better be me. Because if you want somebody to go out there to try to make a change or to go on media and say, hey, don't look at me. I don't want to have you're in the wrong business. What I'm saying is, when you take Dan Bongino and you're going to put him in something, you say, now, Dan, understand something. You're going to be second fiddle. Kash is the man. You understand that? Okay. You buying that? You're an idiot. I'm telling you. What does it take do people just not know? Maybe you haven't been in this business. I have worked with the most miserable people in the world, self-centered, which is what media are really all about. So we're going to be talking about why has there been nothing on this NPR woman who brained the president with a boom. We're going to be going through that. I put a clip here of the latest email newsletter offering as to my analysis. This is there for you. Sign up for that. Make sure you are subscribed to this. But before we go on, listen. If you're watching this, consider yourself warned. Food prices are about to explode, and the time to prepare is now. Listen, go to preparewithlionel.com. Preparewithlionel.com and secure your 4-week emergency food supply now while supplies last. With new tariffs, listen to me, with new tariffs slamming the global market and inflation spiraling, your grocery bill is about to skyrocket. When the crisis hits, shelves will be empty, and those who didn't prepare will be left desperate. History proves it. Every major economic collapse, every supply chain disruption, the first thing to go is food. You do not want to be waiting in government lines, hoping there's enough left for you and your family. This 4-week emergency food kit delivers over 2,000 calories per day, ensuring you have the nutrients you need and your family needs to weather the storm. It's fortified for survival, packed in rugged, long-term storage containers, and can last up to 25 years. So when disaster strikes, you'll be ready. Order today, and you'll get 4 free 72-hour food kits. That's 12 extra days of meals at no cost. The regular price is $346.80, but right now, you get it for just $247. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com, and lock in your emergency food supply before the real panic begins. I know what I'm talking about. What is the name of that woman who said, Siles? What's her name? Wiles. I can't remember. Where is she? Where's Susie Wiles? Huh? Behind the scenes? No. What's going on here? President Trump, I'm giving you my unauthorized, my uninvited response. By the way, look who it is. It's Kimberly Wright, ladies and gentlemen. Kimberly Wright is a new member. Kimberly, have some crumb cake. Go to the front of the line. And R.B. McCloskey. Thank you so much. Welcome, 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 welcome. Now remember, this is not being mean to President Trump. This is calling it the way it is. I'm not going to be some cheerleader. If something's great, I'll tell you. I love this guy. But remember, President Trump is going to be done in not by his policies, but by the people around him, the media, support. Never him. Okay? That's the thing. He needs somebody who will throw himself on a grenade for this man. And remember, deep down inside, when you get down to it, everybody's in it for themselves. Everybody. Case in point, look at the official social media picture of his chief counsel, Alina Habba, who thinks this is Vogue. I'm telling you right now, it's the people around you. And sir, Mr. President, understand something. I don't give a diddly damn who is in your personal life. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Mar-a-Lago, your friends, we want to play golf. I don't care. But now, sir, with all due respect, we elected you. You work for us. And anybody in the way, anybody in any way impeding in the slightest bit, our ultimate victory, I'm going to call you on it. Okay? Good. Now, so first of all, Dan Bongino, welcome, Dan. Sit down. And I promise you, Kash Patel, bless his heart, never said, understand something. Understand something. You work for me. It's my FBI, not yours. And I know you're a tough guy and you're this and you're working out and I'm just a weird guy with a funny eye and all that. But understand something. I'm in charge. And the thing you've got to understand in this business, unless you fire people, nobody respects you. Nobody. Do you know why nobody cared about whether vaccines were safe? It's because there was immunity. There was immunity for any company that hurt people. Duh. Do you know why the internet is so horrible with predation of children? Because there's Section 230. You see, whenever you take away any kind of fear of being caught, you're going to see people doing those particular things. General George C. Marshall, maybe one of the greatest, maybe the greatest American of all time, during World War II, fired everybody, and then brought them back. It was understood. So understand something. Mr. President, you are surrounded, sir. And I'm only say this one time. I love this. Love cash. Stop acting like this is some kind of a fan club. Grow up. This is not the Beatles. This is not, I like George. I'm a Ringo fan. Grow up. Stop this. I like Carrie Lake. What is this? Ooh, Judge Janine. We are in the fight for our life. And you act like this is People magazine. I'm sorry, folks, but I don't think you understand what this is. This is as serious as it gets. They're trying to kill him. And I don't have time for this bullshit about, well, I think he's great. Did you see that great meme? Stop it. We're not children. We're not kids. We're grown-ups. We understand this is a war. This is a battle for the future of our republic. And I'm not going to have some two-bit strumpet running around here using my president and my government as a chance for some kind of springboard to some Vogue issue. Now, I don't know how to make it any clearer to you, but this is what's going on. It is brutal. Brutal. Trump stares down at Danielle Kurtzleben, NPR, and the PR reporter after he got hit by a boom mic. CNN. I've just put, check out this email, this newsletter. I just put the click in case you're not getting it for whatever reason. That's another thing. It's the weirdest thing. The way MailChimp will say, well, are you a new subscriber? Or I don't know what this thing is. But let me see what's going on. Lose the term, I don't give a tinker's damn. Oh, love the term. Do you know what a tinker's damn is? Do you know what a dam is? You know what a tinker's damn, you know where that word comes from. Okay, let's look at this here. Let's look at this right here. And let me see if I can go. And I want to show you something right now. This has no sound because this is, let me explain to you right now. I want you to look at this. This is the woman. This is the person we are talking about right here. Here she is. Now look at this right now.
Impressed by that.
Oh, you can hear it. Good. Now watch this very carefully. Okay, now watch this. Remember, she is going to, I want all my Zapruders to pay attention. Okay? Listen very carefully. Let's use our Zapruder influence here. She is going to claim, and let me set this thing up for you. Danielle Kurtzleben, they're going to be saying, I didn't know anything about this. It wasn't me. I didn't have the boom. I was just a reporter. I don't know anything about this. This is NPR's Danielle Kurtzleben. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. And she's hitting President Trump in the face with a boom microphone that could have been peppered or sprinkled or affected with fentanyl. You understand this? It should have sparked immediate national outrage, Secret Service scrutiny, serious consequence for the so-called journalist. Instead, mainstream media and the White House press corps brushed it off, ignored it as an accident. An alarming level of hypocrisy that would have been unimaginable had the roles been reversed. Let me say this again to you. This is what Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, Don Bongino, whoever was in charge of this, look at this setup right now. First of all, Mr. President, you are whoever said, I'm no expert. I would have fired whoever that person was because you've got to fire somebody. Now watch this. Now, can you see her on the left? You'll see this is Kurtzleben. Now see, is she holding the boom? Pay attention, my friends, and answer this. Watch this, okay?
By that.
Now, what you see that stick, that long stick, is that with her? It's very greeny. And by the way, you know who brought this everybody's attention? Laura Loomer. The one they keep making fun of because she's not the cool girl. She's not the Alina Habas, and she's not the Caroline Levitts, and she's weird, and she's the best journalist there is. She's brutal. Even they have these cliques and the mean girls. I'm not saying that they're necessary, but she's not one of the crowd. She's not the cool people. Okay, now do you see her right there? I can't point. I have no telestrator here. You see her second from the left, looks like a trench coat. Is that something in her arm? Is this? You see this? Is she holding the boom? Now to the right, there's a shorter one. Is she holding the boom? I don't know. Let's look at it. Nope. I don't know. It looks to me like she's holding it under her left arm. See this? Now watch this. See this? Because I don't know if is the woman in the darker coat, is she holding her hand up? I don't know. Watch this. Oh, no. It looks, it's very, very grainy. One more time. It looks like it's, see this? Doesn't it look like Kurtzleben is holding it? Okay, now watch this. There it is. Boom. Right there. Fentanyl, opioids, a variety of neurotoxins, poisons, just a couple of grains. Just allowing it to pour over on his pierce his derma. That's some epidermal contact. That's it. Obviously, see that? Look at that face. Look at that. See that look? Now look. Is she holding it? We'll get to what Trump posted at midnight. Watch this.
You're concerned about the situation.
You're fired.
What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Now, what's your verdict? What's your verdict? We can't tell from this. Can't tell from this. Very, very difficult. Very, 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 very difficult. Andrew says Andrew, we'll get to this in a moment. Let's focus on this. You're my jury. You're the grand jury. I'm asking you to return either a true bill, an indictment, or no true bill, no indictment. Is this and we're assuming, arguendo, it is she. Did she hold that boom? Yes or no? Yes or no? That's all I want to know. What do you think? If she's holding it, just put the number 1 in your little comment here. If you say no, or you're not sure, or whatever, if it's anything short of yes, she was responsible, put number 2. Yes or no? Remember, number 1 for yes, number 1 for yes, number 1 for yes, number 1 for very good, good. And number 2 for no, or anything short of yes. Okay? That's important. Number 1. It's absolutely positively. Go through, in her heart of hearts, somewhere, there is an absolute treasure trove of texts. OMG, I could see it. Put here in the Iron Maiden stocks dungeon. Okay, Pilgrim, take it easy, my friend. Getting a little medieval here, but that's okay. I appreciate that. She was on the phone. She has trails. If indeed, unless this isn't she, it's somebody else. This is the biggest mistake since the Zapruder film. Okay. She immediately shut down her account. NPR said nothing. The first thing I would have done is I would have said, wait a minute, hold it. She didn't do this. Wouldn't you? How does anybody in their right mind, and this is important, not say, I didn't do that? Is she going to lose cred with her lefty friends if she did it? But I will bet you anywhere, somewhere, someplace, somebody says, OMG, you're a superstar. You rock. Okay? This is the most important. This is the issue. And guess where it's going? Guess where it's going? Nowhere. What's going to happen to NPR? Nothing. What's going to happen to her? Nothing. Is Pam Bondi going to? No. Is Secret Service going to do anything? No. Are they going to remove her credentials? No. Is NPR going to stay in business? Yes. Will anything be done? No. Nothing. We'll be talking about it. Oh, we'll be talking about it. X is going to be talking about it. Laura Loomer's going to be talking about it. Everybody's going, we're going crazy. We're talking about this. And we work ourselves into it's like a form of working off steam. You know what I mean? And then it just kind of goes away. I would be running in my administration, Kash Patel, Don Bongino, Hegseth, Pam Bondi will be running to their people. Get me on TV now. Get me on right now. Press conference now. We're conducting an investigation. Get out of here, Kash. Get out of here. I'm doing it. No, I'm doing it. Or we're going to have and we're going to have people, and we're going to have immediate rules. We're going to call it the, what the hell's her name? The Leistenbloomer or whatever. Danielle. Oh, the Kirchleben rule. This is what I would do. If these people were smart, they're not smart. I promise you. How much do you want to bet? No more of this. Who was the person? Hi, come here. Who's the name of the guy who gave the poor kid with the cancer, whatever it was, the Secret Service? You're fired. Get out of here. Or I'll let you fire somebody else. Who did this? President Trump. And I'm going to say to you, what the hell's the matter with you? Did they let you? What? Do you trust these people? How many people do you have to know? What's the one rule of the mob? The mob says when they want to whack you, they send someone you know. They send your friend, someone you trust, someone who's your pal, someone who can get close to you. This is absurd. Believe me. Listen to me. Nothing will happen. This is the mentality. Those rat bastards, those Democrats who impeached him twice and would do all this, they're laughing their ass off. I'll bet you she's going to be on some Soros commit. She is gold. Now remember, please, if there is anything that she didn't do, if we're making a big mistake, come forward. Let us correct the record. But she's nowhere to be found. This woman who does all this NPR stuff, oh, he's a Nazi, he's this, he's that. And who do you think is handling this? Who did it? Laura Loomer. Is Fox News or anything? No, because they're too busy fighting over the makeup chair, getting rid of Judge Janine before Harris Faulkner's got to be spackled. That's a joke. That is a joke. They're not journalists. They're not out there. You know who was very good? Is that guy, Bill Malugin. I don't even know if he's there. I don't watch that. This guy was good. We need journalists out there, okay? This is the story. This is the absolute story. Do you know how dangerous this was? Now, another rule. Here's another story. This is another story. And I promise you, listen to me, nothing will happen. Nothing. Pam Bondi, this is yours. Turn your Department of Justice, those great legal minds, the Office of whatever, special counsel or whatever, do it right now. The question is, and like you are in a law school exam, question, IRAC, IRAC, issue, rule, analysis, conclusion. What is the issue? What is the issue regarding the auto pen? Number one, what is the issue? The issue is if a president of the United States either does not have the capacity or the wherewithal to execute, and this is going to be the tough one. This is the the tougher of them. But let's say he doesn't have the capacity. Issue kind of 1A, or B, if the president delegates to a little committee to here's the auto pen. Remember, I used to call him an auto pen because I just thought he would sign. I didn't think they would auto pen him, but I've been referring to him forever as a pen. Same thing with Gaimala. She'll just sign the whatever it is. But either A, if he's not in the capacity, or B, he delegated this to either a committee or a subordinate or somebody to act in the stead of. By the way, this is an agency argument, to have the parent and the implied whatever authority to do it. You understand this? But here is the issue. Look at this. Big Chop says, the boom operator wears the headphones. Okay, let's go back. I'm glad you brought that up. I can change very quickly. Let me see. Does she have? Yep. Those look like headphones to me, don't they? Don't they look like headphones to you? Huh? Don't they look like, don't you see? It looks like, yep. It looks like it's under her left arm. It looks like her hand is like she's got on her left arm. She's wearing the headphones. Yep. I think Big Chap's on this. She was holding it. Yep. There we go. That's it. Dun, dun, dun. Now, well, let me stop this for just 1 second. Just one second. Under the common law, assault and or battery. Now, it depends upon jurisdiction. Jurisdiction changes. Battery is the impermissible touching of another against their will. Do you understand this? Here we go. Cut Up has something, one of her, like robbing the jade seal of the king. This is always like this. Thank you. I guess that would be the pen, auto pen would be like stealing the king's imprimatur, the ring, or whatever it is. Yes, I got it. Very good. You always make us think. Cut Up is like very, very good. Now, battery, the impermissible touching of another against their will. It implies intent. You must intend. You cannot accidentally batter somebody. So her defense is, I didn't mean to do it. It was an ungainly, unwieldy. It was bouncing, and I didn't mean. I got you. I didn't mean to do it. I was allowed to touch it. I was allowed. It's like if I were to bring drinks over to you. I'm a waiter, and I spill something. I didn't mean to. I could get that close, but okay, fine. So the first thing you got to prove is intent, number one. Number two, assault, which is in some cases is battery. This is basically attempted battery. It's the placing somebody placing somebody else in fear of imminent bodily harm with the apparent ability to do so, and all this kind of stuff. So her defense is, I didn't mean to do so. That's not it. We're not saying you deliberately did this on purpose. The point is that if it were anybody, if it were Bill Malugin, I don't think we have to worry about it. But this one, and the second issue, of course, is the idea of protocol. Now, going back to what I'm saying, going back to the auto pen, and thank you for that. Going back to the auto pen, here's the question. So number one, what if the president has a capacity? Number two, or B, what if he delegates it? And number three, or C, what if the president had no idea at all? What if the president had no idea at all? Let's assume I could say, pardon number 6, Liz Cheney. Pam Bondi says, Mr. President, we can prove that the president of the United States, Joe Biden, knew nothing about this part. Nothing. His staff, somebody slipped that in. Somebody. And that person is this person or somebody else. Now, question is, what happens when a pardon is illegal, improper, is forged? Is what happens to the pardon? What happens to the pardon. What happens to the pardon? We had a case years ago where there was a state attorney's office in Florida had the information had to be signed by an officer, an agent, an assistant state attorney in the presence of somebody else, and they would be just signing these like mad, like these, just signing them. And a couple of times it was shown that nobody signed in front of the notary. Nobody. So the question is, are all of these, let's assume there's something wrong with it, are all of these informations, these charging instruments, void? Ab initio, A-B-I-N-I-T-O, from the beginning, as Greg Lake would say, from the initiation, from the beginning. That means, we got to go back, what happens, that means that all of the pardons, all of the forgiveness provisions are no longer valid. All of them are not valid. So Liz Cheney, theoretically, Anthony Fauci, anything that added funding, discontinued funding, it's void. If a president, listen carefully, if a president is proved not to have been eligible to serve as president because he wasn't 35 years old, if he wasn't 35 years old. Let's assume there was a clerical error in the birth certificate, and the president was one of twins, and the twins' birth certificate, his is correct, but yours is wrong. The president was 34 and a half years old when he was sworn in. What if the president had not been a continuous citizen for 14 years? Like Herbert Hoover. Remember, Herbert Hoover was born here, and then he lived for a long time in the UK, and then he came back. What if he's not a natural born citizen? What if the president was really born in international waters, on a cruise ship, and under maritime law, admiralty law? They said, no, he is not, we do not enjoy a treaty with the Indian. No, he's not. What happens? What happens if a president turns out that he was not valid, that he was not entitled under Article 2? Is his presidency void ab initio from the beginning? That means that everything he did, all of his everything, every order, every law, every bill, every appointment, acts of war, pardons himself, all of them, they're invalid. They were done by an imposter. If that's proved. Do you know how critical this is? Let me tell you what's going to happen with this. You ready for this? Nothing. President Trump has a great joke. It's a picture of President 45, President 47, and President 46 is a pen. And there's going to be these Truth Social. Wow, President nails it, slams it. Truth Social, oh my God. Capital letters. Oh, this is great. What's going to happen? Nothing. Is Pam Bondi going to be on this? No. I don't know why. I'd be on this right now. I would have my best legal team. Go. I'd offer a prize. Give me a legal reason. Let us go right now. I want this challenge. And some judges would say, oh, this is great. Because there's a lot there are some of us lawyers who really like great legal questions. Great legal questions. Things that may sound far-fetched to you. There was a guy years ago, famous in Florida. His name was Pat Whitaker. And Pat Whitaker was like one of these. I mean, everybody wanted to be this kind of unique lawyer. He represented somebody who was charged with fishing without a license or something. Fishing. And he was, I think it was mullet or something. Pat Whitaker had an ichthyologist or somebody said, define a fish as something that has a gullet or has a ditch or a gizzard or whatever the hell it is. And a mullet did not have that. Had everything else. But he convinced a judge that a mullet is not, or a lisa, as they used to think of the Cuban word. Minutas group or mullet. Anyway, convince a judge that a mullet is not a fish. It's not a fish. And we loved that because it said that. I one time had a case dismissed. It sounds stupid because I read the check. It was a ridiculous case. It was just a city code. It was no big deal. And it said, for some reason or another, it is unlawful to throw broken glass. This woman, very troubled at the time, threw glass, it was a bottle which was intact, but it broke later on. It wasn't okay, fine. I love that stuff. One time in law school, in a clinic, we had the obstructing or opposition statute declared unconstitutional because of the one subject rule. I'm not going to get into detail with that. But the point is, I love this stuff. So what Pam Bondi's got to do is get all her nerds, all the law review types, all the people who do notes and edit, bring them in and say, I want you to get on this now. And I want you to conduct an independent grand jury investigation and give me one case, just find me one where somebody says, I know. And by the way, scare the hell out of them. And you know who may help you? You know who may help? Ready? Joe Biden. Joe Biden says, Joe, I want to make a deal with you. We may go easy on Hunter if you come on and rat out yourself. What do you say? Joe might say, you know what? Okay. I don't have much longer. I've had a long life. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. Fair enough. This has got to go someplace. NPR has to be decommissioned, shut down. I don't know what it takes. And do it because you can. Why is the federal government? Why? The NPR is propaganda. NPR is the stuff that people used to say about RT or TASS or Pravda or the Al Jazeera. Oh, that's propaganda. What's Voice of America? What's NPR? What's PBS? What is this? But here's the best part. And listen to what I'm telling you. Nothing's going to happen. I don't know why. They just don't do anything. They'll take pictures. They'll appear on Jesse Waters, Sean Hannity, Mark Levin. They'll do that. They think that matters. They think going on TV means something. They'll have a spiffy, splashy meme. They'll have something great on that. They'll talk about Elon. They'll talk about this. But Pam Bondi actually came out and said, and we're going to get to the bottom of people who attack Tesla dealerships. Who gives a shit? Seriously, Elon will take care of that. Call the local authorities. This is vandalism. This is not a federal matter. Sorry. But nothing will happen from this. Nothing will happen to her. She took down her, immediately shut down. The first thing I would do is, whoa. I may be a lefty. I may be a radical, but I'm not going to hurt my president. And I will tell Mr. President, I may not like you, but I did not do that. And I apologize, sir. I look like $1 million. And again, you can't. And by the way, you notice how they got the Alex Soros look with the weird glasses? They look like birds. It reminds me kind of like Bankman-Fried's girlfriend, you know, that weird hoot owl or whatever this thing is. They have this look, this demented look. She's not even doing that. They should be all over this. And let me also say something to you. The person who found this out, the person who was the most aggressive, the person who really did this was, of course, this is interesting, was Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer did this. Laura Loomer came out. Laura Loomer did this. She was all over it. But the cool kids make fun of her because she doesn't, I don't know. I don't even know who these people are. Every group of people, every organization I've ever known, you've got the cool kids and you got the even the levels of people. You go, well, he's just a board op. They're in sales. They're in, and I'm sure those are the doctors. Those are the nurses in a hospital or in a car dealership. The people who are the real pioneers, the real warriors today, the real first, the combatants regarding the truth are people who are not influencers, but people who are really getting to the bottom of what's going on here. And I don't mean somebody who's just, repeating memes and funny stuff. I mean people saying, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Now, we can talk about this all day long, but remember I'm telling you this. Nothing is going to be fixed. Let me also tell you, the world has it right now. For some reason, you are under the opinion that everything is great. And that's great. The world is terrific. Everything is fine. Everything's wonderful. Everything is fantastic regarding the economy. There are people who are absolutely drowning in debt and they have no idea what to do. If you know somebody like that, or if you are someone like that, I heartily recommend that you pay close attention to this. Listen to me. Are you drowning in debt? You're not alone. New reports show the average person is buried under $8,674 in credit card debt, with total consumer debt soaring to a staggering $104,215, including mortgages, auto loans, student loans, and credit cards. It's a financial crisis, and without a real solution, many will keep spiraling deeper. That's why I want to introduce you to a powerful secret weapon that has helped so many regain control. They specialize in consolidating all your debts into one manageable monthly payment and even negotiate a settlement so that you can pay less than you actually owe. Think about this. They've already settled over $275 million in debt. Think about that. Helping people break free in an average of just 28 months. I've personally recommended their services to friends and clients who needed a way out, and now I'm bringing it straight to you, my loyal Lionel Nation family. So don't wait. Book a free consultation today, right now, at NoDebtWithLionel.com. That's NoDebtWithLionel.com. The link is right under the title here. It's time to take back control of your finances. Act now. Get out of debt and start living the life you deserve. Now, my friends, there's a couple of things here which I think are important. And I want you to see this. Let me see if I can bring this to your attention. And this, let me get rid of this one. Hang on. Let me see just a second. Here we go. This is what I want you to see. This is what the president just put in. I'm so sorry, dear friend. Why is this? Let me see. There we go. This is what the president wrote. And let's see if you can follow along with us. This is the president's truth details. This is what President Trump wrote. And let's see if we can read along, okay, shall we? It says, the pardons, in quote, that sleepy Joe Biden gave to the unselect committee of political thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect. He should say void ab initio, from the beginning, not void now, meaning they were okay then, but now they're okay. Because of the fact that they were done by auto pen. Well, okay. In other words, Joe Biden did not sign them. But more importantly, he did not know anything about them. The necessary pardoning documents were not explained to or approved by Biden. He knew nothing about them and the people that may have committed a crime. Therefore, Those on the unselect committee who destroyed and deleted all evidence obtained during the 2-year witch hunt of me and many other innocent people should fully understand that they are subject to investigation at the highest level. The fact is, they were probably responsible for the documents that were signed on their behalf without the knowledge or consent of the worst president in the history of our country, crooked Joe Biden. Now, that's very good. I would not have submitted that. That sounds almost jocular. That sounds almost kind of funny, like he's... No, that's not the way I would have said that. Period. That's not what I would have said. Okay? Pilgrim says they have scrubbed the internet of the mic person. By the way, this is Kirchleben. That's exactly what we said. Her actual account. You can't scrub the internet because she's been by the way, she's been a reporter for NPR for whatever it is. We'll get to that in a moment. I'm glad you brought that up. The president has got to write things very, very scarily. Be advised. What? Who is this? Be advised. Effective immediately. In fact, Pam Bondi should do this. I, pursuant to my authority as the Attorney General of these United States, have assigned, summoned, directed our Office of Strategic Counsel to immediately investigate and impanel a grand jury, doesn't have to be in D.C., to investigate claims and to investigate whether these items were in fact, were they forgeries? Forgeries. When something is, the idea of something being a forged document either means I am either signing your name or I'm doing something that gives people the impression that it is your name. That I'm doing something in a way that, oh my God. When I worked for a U.S. Senator, I wrote so many letters, congratulatory things. Congratulations, Dave, on your 95th birthday, Senator. I did birthday because I could do his signature better than he could. One time we're joking. That's not forgery. That's called, I let you do this, you can sign my name. I did not sign pieces of legislation. I did not do this. If I have when you put the letter /S, solidus, or / small letter S, solidus, signed in his absence to prevent delay or something. There are ways to get around this. In fact, you can do it. There's all kinds of, there's an art to signatures and what isn't. That's not the point. The point is, just like you can tell a business manager, I will let you sign things up to $50 or what. You have to do something about this. You have to do something. It has to be felt. It has to be a sting. Now, I'm always going to err on the side that the president's just going to be doing all this. That he's waiting. He's, don't worry. Okay. I'm not going to do anything to suggest that maybe the president might, whatever. But if he does not do something, if indeed he did not authorize this, or if he, this has to be done. So remember, number one, the auto pen cannot go away. Cannot go away. Cannot. We have a thing in this world where we forget things. What about the border? Is the border okay? Is that taken care of? I don't know. We're not talking about that anymore. Is Kristi Noem putting her hat and going, I don't know. We're not talking about that anymore. Okay. What about fentanyl? I don't know. We're not talking about that anymore. Okay. What about the investigation into the assassination attempt? I don't know. We're not talking about that anymore. We're not talking about that. What about I don't know. We're not talking about Hunter. How did Hunter Biden have Secret Service detailed in some, I don't know. We're not talking about that. We don't talk about that. See where I'm going with this? What's the matter with us? The Democrats. Oh, I like the Democrats. Oh, I like the Democrats. See, they're not good with memes. They're not good with, great funny. They don't have gut bucket. They're not funny. You know what I'm saying? They're not. I mean, they had their stuff at night, their cold bears and all that. But boy, do they get the job done. Oh, they don't forget. They came after the president every 2 to 3 days. They had everybody. They all said the same thing. And the Democrats never, ever broke rank against each other. Maxine Waters and Nancy Pelosi and AOC and Bernie Sanders, they were all the same. I respect that. They never, ever, ever laid off President Trump. Never for a second. Adam Schiff, like a bulldog. What do? NPR has to be shut down. Nobody's saying NPR can't exist. You just do it on your own, like everybody else does. Raise the money, sell stock, do whatever you have to do. We're not going to do this anymore. We're getting out of the, Cloward Piven and blah, blah, blah. We're getting out of this business. We're getting out of this business immediately. And if they say, are you doing this as retaliation? You goddamn right I'm doing it as retaliation. Absolutely. But it's legal retaliation. Remember, if retaliation is legal, there's no problem. What are you going to do? Go ahead. I want to see behind the scenes. This is where he needs people like me. The ones who you never hear of. The ones who aren't even, we don't even go to the White House. We never seen together. We never. And I'm going to pick up the phone. I'm going to get a hold of it. Say, the guy from Comcast, do me a favor. I want to talk to you. I understand that there's a lot of things where your government could help you. I know you got a deal coming. You got licensing here. You got good. It would really, I think, expedite, just saying, if you would show an act of good faith by canceling MSDNC. The whole network. You don't need it. Wouldn't you like to not have that? I really would. Wouldn't it be easier? It really would. Because you really, or just take the whole thing off and just run lockup or prison shower documentaries or whatever it is. Okay? But you didn't get it from me. Oh, I understand. Good. Next thing you know, gone. And why do I want this? Why do I want this? Why? To be mean? No. To be nasty? No. So that the left can say, holy shit. Wow. I told you the story. I was at the Israeli version of their State Department, Ministry of whatever it was. And I was talking to a fellow. It was very interesting. And about 9/11 and Iraq. And I gave him my opinion. And I said, I don't know why we're in Iraq. Iraq has nothing to do with anything, blah, 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 blah. And he said, you know what? He said, you're probably right. He said, but I got to tell you something. You don't know the way these people think. I do. You see, we're the same. Jews, Arabs, the language, shalom, salam, the food, the diet. Don't kid yourself. I mean, the not European, but I mean okay. And let me tell you what people said to President Bush when he went into Iraq, whatever. They said, now that's the America we know. Now that's the America we remember. Toughness. And I want to create something where the left says, holy shit. Wow. I want Adam Schiff to say, damn. Whew. This Trump is touche. They only respect this. They don't respect memes and pithy little funny things. And hey, did you see that Jesse Waters? They don't care about that. Nobody cares about that. They only want action. And if this woman, this Laban, Al Schlaben, whatever her name is, Pilgrim says, by the way, get ready. Pilgrim says, NPR can be folded into the Department of Silly Walks. Thank you very much. And Charlie says, what can be done about the judges? It seems they're overstepping. That's impeachment. And we've said this for a million times. I mean, not that we, but that's impeachment. That is the province of the Senate. That's all that can be done. That's the Constitution. That is the law. But this is a different story. And I want you to understand something. And I'm going to say, Mr. President, ideally, theoretically, Mr. President, I want you to understand something, sir. Because he likes that, sir. This is a very, very scary thing, sir. There is a media cover-up. Can you tell me, sir, why the media have not even said anything? Why nobody is talking about this? Why does it take Laura Loomer? Why? And don't kid yourself. The boys in the band don't like some girl being the big shot. And if you think I'm kidding, if you think that sexism and old school stuff ain't, one of the most effective people on the internet is Libs of TikTok. Unbelievable. She is great. And she doesn't, she could have hide her name. Laura Loomer, she's crazy. Would that they were all that crazy. She's like this search dog that just doesn't stop. That just goes crazy, just lives to do this stuff. And this so-called, I'm going to say it again, this incident involving Danielle Kurtzleben, I don't know if you're pronouncing it correctly. I want to get names correct. Hitting President Trump in the face with a boom. And you've got that link right there. Go to this. This is my newsletter breakdown of this. It should have sparked immediate national outrage, Secret Service scrutiny, serious consequences for the so-called journalist. Instead, mainstream media and the White House press corps, those brushed it off as an accident. Oh, and by the way, one of the best questions the other day, I said, who's this? And there was this young lady, and she's reading off her phone. She was with a Mike Lindell. By the way, Mike Lindell, remember, mypillow.com, promo code Lionel. Yeah, I'm working in an ad. Yep, I'm a capitalist. Got a problem with it? Mike Lindell has supported us since day one, and we support him. And Caroline Levitt for allowing these people in. His representative was fantastic and asked the best questions. Ferocious. It was beautiful. This is a new world right now. This is the new mainstream media. But there's an alarming level of hypocrisy that would have been unimaginable had the roles been reversed. If a conservative journalist, imagine Bill Malugin poking Kamala or had done the same thing. Oops, sorry about that. He would have been in chains. There would have been a frenzy. They'd call it an attack on democracy. But the difference is clear. When a left-wing reporter physically strikes a president, the media are silent. You don't strike a president. Can you imagine what would happen if you did that to Xi Jinping or Putin? Or Erdogan in Turkey? Oh. They would have never, it would have been like the guy at Tiananmen Square with the takeout. Remember that in front of the tank? Remember that? Hey, look at me. Hope it was worth it. There is no justification for why this situation has been so widely ignored, for no other better word, by major outlets. The President of the United States was physically struck during a press interaction. You got a problem with that? Yet it took independent journalist Laura Loomer to identify the reporter responsible or to even talk about it. And today, finally, they're okay. Now, again, if there's a problem, please, let's correct this. The mainstream media, NPR, and even the White House refused to acknowledge who was behind the incident. I don't understand it. Leaving it up to Loomer and others to uncover that it was Danielle Kurtzleben by virtue of what we have seen. And again, please, correct us if we're wrong. But when you don't answer the claim, when you as a reporter who will be indefatigable and dogged in your pursuit, would you answer? No comment. No, he said no comment. You, when you're the subject of it, you run in behind. You shut down. What? You're a reporter. You should know this. She is admittedly a Trump-hating, far-left activist masquerading, I guess, as a journalist. And the silence is not just about protecting one of their own. It's about controlling the narrative. You see, they want Trump, listen to me, disrespected. They want him diminished. They want him to be just downsized. And an incident like this only feeds into that agenda. You see, the press treats Trump as if he's, undeserving of the respect traditionally given to a president of the United States. And let's be very clear here. This was no harmless little oops. I don't know about you, but you don't have to have a microphone in somebody's face. Sorry. Nobody got near with this, and you've got stop it. Kurtzleben, just read her work, has a long documented history of anti-Trump bias, which is okay. It's a free country. And one that should have disqualified her from covering the White House, let alone getting that physically close to be able to physically strike a president. I mean, this is, nobody would have ever, nobody. Can you imagine, would they have allowed Alex Jones to get near? Here, Alex, here's a pole. Here's a 10-foot pole. And you can go like this, like you're playing what? Shuffleboard or something. What the hell is this? No, it would never happen. She compared Trump's speeches to Hitler, accused him of being pro-KKK, prioritized reaching out to trans and non-binary federal workers affected by Trump's executive order. I just, look, it comes down to simply this. And I've said, I've been very, very clear. And even Pilgrim says, I got my money's worth, Uncle L. You're the best. Well, thank you. Here's the bottom line. We have to demand this. Go to your social media. Go to your X account. Still the best. Forget Facebook and all that. Doesn't do it. Instagram is completely exhibitionistic, narcissistic nonsense. Look what I'm eating. Okay, great. And go and demand that Pam Bondi and others, and like Charlie Calais says, all the press should be constantly rotated. But at least just held accountable. Think about this, Charlie. You should have seen this. Here's what, or Danielle. Put a copy. Mr. President, I wholeheartedly apologize. If indeed you were, listen, if there's a mistake, I keep staying by this. If there's a mistake, fine. But she should have said, I'm very sorry. If I in any way gave the impression that I would never do that. Thank you very much, sir. We may disagree politically, but in no way. No. She could have done that. No, nothing. NPR, hanging by a thread. These rat bastards don't even realize, might be a good idea. But no, they don't. So you have to take the X today and demand that Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice, first of all, that the Secret Service find out who was responsible for that. How did that happen? And fire these people. You do not let this president walk up after he has had 3, that we know of, attempts on his life, conspiracies, and one actual, one that was broken up, that idiot who looks like the Bergdorf Goodman lady. Anyway, him and the fellow in Butler. This, I don't understand that. We should be so allergic to this. We have to find out how that happened. Secret Service got to say, from now on, let's put a partition like we did during COVID. A partition. But I'm wasting my time. Nothing's going to happen. And number 2, we have to have another Pam Bondi suggestion, an investigation into the AutoPen allegations. AutoPenGate. And again, nothing's going to happen. Nothing. And we'll get all worked up, and then tomorrow we'll have a new thing to be worked up about. And right now, with day 55 or whatever it is, I think, what is it? Today's day 50. I think it's day 55. Yeah, today's day 55. Yep. Nothing. Nope. Nothing. But we're going to get to it. And that's why we have to hold their feet to the fire. So, ladies and gentlemen, to Kimberly Wright, our brand new member, thank you. R.B. McCloskey, thank you. M.R.O. Levon, Pilgrim Media, Andrew Hessing, Big Chop, Cut Up Chatter, and you. And Charlie Calais, by the way, thank you so much for your kindness. Your super chats, your support are more appreciated than you could ever imagine. Follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors. She did a beautiful live yesterday, which was terrific. Check out her spot is so wonderful. I'm telling you, you've got to see Lynn's Warriors on YouTube, protecting children, digital safety, and the like. Don't forget to follow our sister station or channel at Lionel Legal, and right here at Lionel Nation. Thank you. Happy St. Patrick's Day, whatever the hell that means. We will see you later. Have a great and glorious day. Got more videos coming. So remember, until we meet again, the monkey's dead. Show's over. Sue ya.